Hey, I'm Matt Hall. This is my art show. This is me. This is a self-portrait of myself. This is a couple shots of me through the ages. Yeah, it's okay. And this is a biography. You can read it sometime if you come to the gallery. And then over here, I have a drawing I did of a dinosaur eating the skimp guy on a bed. Here's a drawing I did. It's called Woman with Roots. There's roots coming out of her feet. This is a vision of hell. This is what I'd imagine some portion of hell to look like. This is from a figure drawing class I did at the Westcott Community Center. It's the same guy. I took some liberties with the face. He didn't actually have this much makeup on at the time, but I thought this is like sort of like a French prostitute kind of thing. That's what I was going for. This is a collage I did. It's got skulls and circles. Here's some notes on the pentagram. When pointing upward, the pentagram represents the spirit presiding over the four elements. But when you reverse the symbol, it brings about perversion and chaos. So this is the way the pentagram is actually supposed to be displayed, is with it pointing upward. Little known fact. Here's a drawing about when I was breaking up with my first girlfriend, and there was another girl I liked, and I didn't know what to think. And this is kind of how my teenager acid brain was thinking about that sort of situation. And here's a collage I did. Here's another drawing I did. This is some carrot people. Here's another sort of like acid-related thing from my teenage years. I'm not a teenager anymore, actually. This is a pen drawing I did of a woman. It's matted onto this paper. It's cardboard paper. This is a collage I did of some hipsters sitting in a car with teeth, and the frame is marble, but I'm not charging extra for that. This is Woman with Tree, or Tree with Woman. It's a woman with a tree. It was inspired by that scene in Deliverance where the guy falls out of the little boat, and they see him kind of like this in the water, dead. This is some concept art for comic strips that I was thinking about doing. This is a t-shirt design. This is actually inspired by Plattsburgh. It's called Get Your Dicks Out of the Pot. It's kind of about how everybody just like stirs up drama all the time, and how you just gotta kind of get out of there, get out of the drama. It's supposed to be inspiring. This is the realm of the coffee cat. This is a strip I was working on for a while until I realized that it might be insulting to a local business called the Coffee Cat by coincidence. It's more of a joke about how most of our country is addicted to caffeine, but they don't view it as a drug because the government told them it was legal. So they don't think it's a real drug, but it definitely is a real drug. The government will tell you about lots of things that are not other things. This is concept art. This is cover art. The concept's done. The concept was an album, the Marco Polo albums. This is from one of my first releases called Wasting Time. There's a guy with a bong, another guy with an acoustic guitar. What are they doing? They're wasting time. This is from Ushering in a New Age of Hypochondriacs. This is a release I did for the local label Cool Kid City, which is fronted by Corey M. Collins, who's actually my roommate now. Small world. He asked me I asked him if he would help me release an EP, and I thought I'd do this EP of electronic music for the internet, and that it would kind of like be a way for me to communicate certain ideas to people via music online. And then shortly after I released it, he kind of dropped the site, and then it slowly resurfaced as a wrestling vlog, and he didn't really promote the release at all, and I don't hold that against him at all. Here's a painting I did in high school of a plane in a storm. This is Reflections on the Summer of 2011 with Sarah Ayton. This is a series of drawings I did of Sarah while we were traveling together in August of last year. This is a guy we met in Philly at a house called the IHOP, which I think just recently stopped doing shows. We asked him what IHOP meant. We thought it was like International House of Pancakes or pot or something funny. And it is actually International House of Pound Her, like Pounder with an H in the middle, and it was a very sexist, kind of misogynistic thing, and we found out it was actually created by a guy who murdered his girlfriend and chopped her up and put her in a bucket that he got from True Value. And I'm being very serious about this. It was one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard, and he somehow had something to do with the founding of this house that would do, you know, shows and stuff, and they felt alright about keeping the name. So, some people. Here's some Xerox art. I think the Xerox is a very underappreciated medium. It gets a certain look that you can't get, you know, with anything else but the Xerox machine. Here's some sketchbook pages. Those are just filler. Let's go over here. Here's another drawing I did in high school about my thoughts. I was in 7th grade when 9/11 happened. And this is kind of inspired by those thoughts where it was just, you know, lock your doors, watch the news, and be afraid of terrorists. Here's a drawing inspired by the long cat where this guy's pooping and this guy's filling long cat with the poop. But he has a mask on so you don't know who he is. It's not me. This is an untitled collage. This was supposed to be cover art for a split between my old band Deathlist 5 and another band called Spoonful of Vicodin. We recorded our side of the split, and then there was a label that was going to put it out for us and they backed out. Who knows? Here's another collage I did about 2 horses fighting. I don't know if the horses are really fighting, it just looked to me like they were. This is a collection of things I have in jars. These are not for sale, unfortunately. This is all the toenail and fingernail clippings I've had since June of last year. And here's all the things my cats have shed. I don't have a date on this one, but it's whiskers and shit. And here's a jar of round objects. And I made this is art. I made all this. And I made this art too. Here's a drawing I did at the Tamia Gastillo art table here at the ROTA Gallery. It's a woman on phone. And then you can't really see it, but she has googly eyes, and they move when you move the picture. Kind of like a real person. And there's one last piece. This is a very intimate self-portrait. It's called An Intimate Portrait of the Artist. I had these photos done over the winter of 2010 into 2011. So that's it. That's the Matt Hall end of the exhibit here of Jab at the ROTA Gallery.
Why is it called Jab?
Because Jason wanted it to be called Jab.